Good morning, Pre-PT Nation. We want to thank our follower for this awesome tip request question asking about when you should start submitting your letters of recommendation or your reference requests. Now, this question kind of has two different forks that we're going to take in the road. So, first and foremost, submitting a reference request through PTCAS before the application opens on June 17th is not going to be a good idea. Reason for that is references are not an area of the PTCAS application that will roll forward into another application cycle, meaning that reference is going to be wiped out of the system and you're going to have to request it again. So you should not submit a formal reference request before June 17th, okay? Let me say that again. Do not submit a reference request through PTCAS before the PTCAS application cycle for the 2024-2025 cycle opens on June 17th, okay? Now, the other side of this coin, or the other fork in the road, is you should ask your references to write you a strong letter of recommendation or to be a reference well before June 17th. The main reason for this is you don't want to send out a reference request and this person's like, well, what is this? We never talked about writing a letter of recommendation or being a reference for you. That's just embarrassing and it may reflect in a poor letter or a poor evaluation of you. So with that being said, you can and should ask any person that you want to be a reference for you in PTCAS what you need to do to get a strong letter of recommendation from them as soon as you decide that you want them to be a reference for you. But you are not going to send your formal request to them through PTCAS until the application cycle opens on June 17th. Okay, I hope I've made that clear. I've repeated myself multiple times, but just to make that crystal clear for you guys. And you should also let them know the timeline for when you are going to, when you're going to be sending out the reference request. Let them know, okay, the application cycle doesn't open until June 17th. I also highly recommend that you share a YouTube video with them. It's the best way to submit your PTCAS references. Just look that up on YouTube. And it is our number one video, one of our number one videos, because so many people, process is going to save you a lot of time and energy. So I highly recommend you go watch that. We could cover the contents of that video in another day. But for today, that's the hard line. June 17th, but ask your references well before that date if they're willing to write you a strong letter of recommendation, and then please let them know your timeline for when you're going to be submitting your references, applying to PT school, all that stuff. Even if you are years away from submitting your references, if you really like someone that you've worked with, whether it's observing them as a student and they're a physical therapist, or a professor that you've really enjoyed, or a supervisor that you really like and that they have a really good opinion of you, then you definitely should ask them as soon as possible. Hey, I'm considering having you be a reference for me when I apply to physical therapy school. What would I need to do to make sure I get a strong letter of recommendation from you in a couple of years or in the next few months? Okay. And then establish that timeline and be professional. So hope this video has been helpful for you. If you have additional questions about references, you definitely aren't going to want to miss out on our final pre-PT live masterclass planning for the PTCAS application. It's going to be held this Saturday, May 18th. We've got a ton of people already registered, so you definitely are going to want to sign up. Spots are limited. We have only about 50 spots left, so make sure that you register now because people are registering. There's dozens of people registering every single day, okay? So thanks so much. Have an awesome start to your week and happy applying.